Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm KJ. Today we are talking about Fava teas and their fall blends, and also some of their wellness teas in a limited time box and a giveaway. So stay tuned for deets. So Fava sent 2 teas to review and talk about with you guys. And so here we go. The first one is Salted Caramel Drop. As you guys can see, it's just got the basic label on there where the details are written in. And it's a rooibos tea. So I'm going to show you the ingredients. I'm going to read you the ingredients and show you the tea on a popover. They include organic rooibos, puffed brown rice, caramel, natural flavor, buckwheat that does not contain wheat, score bits, vanilla powder, and sea salt. And it may contain trace amounts of nuts, sugar, and dairy. So this tea is really interesting to look at. I don't know if the popover really captures it, but when you open the bag, there's like kind of like, you guys kind of saw that? What is it? The vanilla powder is settled in there. It's kind of almost like having a matcha dust on a tea. And so that's really interesting. The addition of the puffed brown rice is really interesting too. So I was kind of excited to try this. And then as you guys, if anybody knows me, you guys follow, salt in a tea really just gets me to try it every time. I'm like, oh, what? So I have some here. I'm trying the 2 teas in this cup today. There's another one over there. I took 2 perfect spoons from David's Tea and about 9 ounces of water and added for about 5 minutes on 200 degrees. Then I added about 3 ounces of vanilla almond milk. So let's try it. I also added almost a perfect spoon of rock sugar, and I'll tell you why. So I had a sip of this tea, don't mind my lipstick, when it was just plain and hot. And it was just that. It was a little bit plain and a little bit hot. So I'm expecting Salted Caramel Drop to be kind of like super sweet treat and memorably sweet that way. So I recommend, if you want it to be kind of like a coffee house drink, like espressos and lattes are, the flavored ones for salted caramel, that you add sweetener. But if you are somebody with a sugar sensitivity, and if you can kind of pick out the ingredients without needing to add sugar, you would actually enjoy it. Okay. The milk kind of helps it be creamy and relaxed, which is nice. And then the salt, it's so weird because the salt kind of penetrates the tea and my mouth. And so you kind of get that like savory bit towards the end. It's very, very interesting. You definitely can tell there's caramel flavor and rooibos, but not a pronounced rooibos. It's definitely flavored, so it's not so stand out and alone for people who dislike the rooibos flavor. The vanilla's there. Not really sure what the buckwheat is doing or the puffed brown rice, but it does have a bit of nuance to it. So I'm just not really sure how to isolate those on my palate. So this isn't piping hot. It's been a while. I've done a few takes. I had to go up and down some stairs. But I'm pretty sure I would enjoy that if everything was like 195 degrees. So if the tea was really hot, the milk was hot, maybe add a little bit of whipped cream. Good. So that is a tea that I would recommend trying, especially now that we're like towards the latter half of fall and salted caramel is like in the holiday flavors of autumn and fall. So I would check that out. So that's the first one. And then the second one, a bit of a different story. So Maple Kringle, again, in the regular bag with the regular label where the details are written in. And the ingredients are as follows. Sorry, I'm looking along on my computer. So the ingredients for Maple Kringle include organic red bush, organic honey bush, cinnamon, buckwheat that does not contain wheat, palm sugar, almond flour, natural flavor, nutmeg powder, coconut shreds, mace powder, marshmallow root, stevia leaf, Himalayan sea salt, and turmeric powder. Whew, so that was a lot. And those were a lot of like, it was a lot. So let's do the tasting. So I also brewed about 2 perfect spoons of 2 David's Tea perfect spoons. And I'm guessing what's 10 ounces of water. And for me, this tea I think is a kind of it's an edited version of I think it was maple French toast from last year from Fava tea. I didn't review it, but it was in one of my sip downs. And it was just a bit too much for me. And this tea is still a lot. So you can just like read it in the ingredients. It's red bush and honeybush and cinnamon and buckwheat and palm sugar and almond flour. Why? Natural flavors, stevia. Ugh. The stevia is throughout. There's something that has like quite a bit of an aftertaste that I just don't vibe with. But I learned my lesson from that last tea from last season. This does not need to be sweetened whatsoever. I think this would be best also enjoyed piping hot because again, I think all those flavors are best together when you can't isolate them, because I don't think anybody wants to isolate almond flour in a tea. I don't think anybody wants to isolate nutmeg powder. And so I think it would work well if this tea was like very, very hot. I also don't recommend adding milk. Maybe you could turn it into an iced latte, but I don't think any kind of added sweetener goes with this tea. Then it becomes sickly. As far as like the maple flavor goes, it's there, but one of the other sources of sweetness is really making it hard to enjoy just the maple. So it doesn't seem very authentic. And there's just a lot going on in this tea. So of the 2 fall teas, my preference is salted caramel drop, and I'm going to continue trying that and like, you know, having fun with that. But I'm going to go a little bit slower on the maple Kringle. So again, there's a lot going on, and it's not my cup. And even just like smelling it out of the bag, so there's a lot of powder in this tea, and again, like when you open it, I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. It just kind of like coughs back at you. Did you guys see that? Yeah. So, if you like any of those ingredients and you think that sounds like something you'd go for, and you don't mind stevia or anything else in here, I would definitely say give it a try. I don't hate it, but it is not my favorite of these. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So then, just in case you guys are wondering, here's what the 2 cups look like. Okay, so then let's get into the wellness box. So, Fava has several boxes that you can get to sample things. And what I really like about this box is there's 7 teas in here, and there's 1 ounce of each tea. And there's an infuser. So I filmed like a separate just like show of the box, because now it's all scattered and cray, but I'll insert that clip so you guys can see just what it looks like neatly in the box. So we start off with the sticker on top, and then there's another sticker here just detailing the different teas, which is actually very nice. So upon opening the box, it's very nicely packaged. This is again what I kind of wanted you guys to see before I kind of show you and rifle through it. Okay, welcome back. So the 7 teas included in the wellness box. So again, just to kind of show you guys what it looks like in a hand of a person, include Sunny Disposition. And these are all the really cool labels that have a picture of the tea, the ingredients, and then steeping recommendations. Turmeric Citrus. Yoga. Tension Tackler. Slim Possible. System Rebooter. And the folding handle tea infuser. So let's just kind of pop this open and see what it's looking like. Be gentle, KJ. Ooh, that's nice. So it has like a whole case. Oh, that's fun. So there's plastic there, and then ta-da! Oh, that's darling. So the infuser looks like this. It sits in another thing that I'm guessing you can just like sit the basket in once it's out of your hot water. And then the handles just kind of do that. So you can grab this by the longer one. This is the shorter side. It says for life. Super clean, very new. It also says for life there. This is sweet. I think this would be like really fun for traveling and just for like minimizing the mess. I don't know if Fava like sells this in their store or what, but like I wish I would have seen it sooner because it's definitely something I would just grab just because. But also like seems very useful. So, after getting this wellness box, I think I need a separate section in my tea collection for wellness teas and just teas that are more beneficial for your health instead of just for fun for me. Starting with these 7. So out of the 7, I've tried 3, and so I'll tell you about them now. The 4 that I did not try are System Rebuta. So this one boasts flavors like rose hips, licorice root, slippery elm, ginger root, cinnamon, orange peel. That just sounded like a lot to me, and I don't know, I've just been trying a lot of fall teas, and so I just haven't gotten to that. I also haven't tried the Slim Possible tea. And this one's ingredients include yerba mate, lemongrass, rose hips, ginger, cardamom, basil, and then Roman chamomile. Interesting. And then I did not try Tension Tackler. It's a rooibos tea with cinnamon, clove, lavender, coconut, and some other things. And then I also did not try the yoga tea, which is cinnamon, hawthorn petals, ginger cloves, black pepper, and cardamom. So a lot of these sound very warming, and so I just, because of other things that I'm sipping on, I have my share of warm things. But I'm so interested into like their purpose and like how those ingredients are supposed to sort of, you know, do the job. What I did try was Sunny Disposition, Turmeric Citrus, and what else? I'm missing a tea. It's somewhere. I'm gonna pause you guys and go find it. So I'm back. Somewhere around my home is the last tea that I tried called Akeaway. It's a green tea. Okay, so let me tell you. The first one, Turmeric Citrus. So I'll give you a pop over at what they look like. It's organic ginger root, organic turmeric root, organic licorice root, organic lemongrass, organic orange peel, organic lemon peel, and essential orange and lemon oils. Apologies for how many times I said organic. I didn't really realize that everything was organic until I was about halfway through, and then it just seemed weird to interrupt, so just kept with it. So I tried this tea hot. I let it steep way too long. So I put it in one of the disposable bags, and I think I just came upstairs, and so it had been like 40 minutes. And it's so interesting because the tea was kind of sweet, and so I could have sworn there was carrot in it. So when you look at it, those orange pieces are actually turmeric root. And I was like, wow, the carrot really got enhanced, but like, who knew that whatever is in that tea, like swallowing it, so like when you drink it, you like taste a little bit of like the spice from the turmeric and the ginger, but on the way down it converts to sweetness, which is so interesting. So if you guys follow my channel, you know I really like turmeric, and like I'm all about that anti-inflammation and just like glowing abilities. So this was an interesting tea. I did not like the way I prepared it. I think it was just like an exaggerated cup, and I think it would be good for the recommended steep time of 5 minutes. My bad, Fava. My bad, guys. But yeah, so as turmeric teas goes, it was fine. I don't think I was turned off by the licorice root, which I normally am, so that's a plus. So I like this tea. I recommend. For the wellness side of it. Is it my favorite flavor? No. Me and turmeric have a love-hate, but it's totally necessary in my life, so there we are. The other tea that I tried, so the Akeaway, had the following ingredients: Gent Green Tea, peppermint, orange peel, ginger pieces, lemongrass, hibiscus, and natural orange flavor. So what was interesting, I had the green tea hot, plain. I steeped it for 3 minutes. And the interesting thing was that it tasted kind of floral. So I don't know if it was just like the type of green tea that was used, or if I was particularly picking up maybe hibiscus mixed with orange peel. But I was like, man, this tea, like, it was relaxing. So it was almost like a jasmine tea. Like it definitely was not jasmine, but something in it was like very floral, relaxing. And I was just like, hey, okay, it's taking my ache away, even if it was just like a mental block. So that was interesting. But yeah, so that was such an interesting tea. I want to have it again, but I'm just like trying so many teas and I don't even know where that one is, guys. I'm looking around, I'm so lost. But yes, I do recommend that tea as well. I'm all for green tea, and that was nicely flavored. It was just so interesting to me. The mint was fine in that tea. I totally understand its purpose and the flavor profile. And again, for a wellness tea where mint is like beneficial, I don't have a problem with it. When I drink tea that I like and that I'm drinking for taste, I don't like to taste mint generally. But if it's wellness tea, I don't know, my brain just kind of makes that exception. Okay. And then the last tea that I tried, I have up here now, and so we'll kind of look at it together. It's Sunny Disposition. So the ingredients in this tea include sultanas, apple, mango, lemongrass, rose hips, hibiscus, orange peel, carrot, stinging nettle leaves, blackberry leaves, tangerine, blue cornflower blossoms, mallow blossoms, marigold, rose petal, rose buds, and safflower. So this is another tea where I just wasn't quite sure what to expect because there are so many ingredients. And then when you look at it, you see the rosebud, you see the huge sultanas, and like, part of me is like, sultanas? Which, by the way, is just dried green grapes that usually have some sort of solution on it, so they dry faster. But, I don't know, I didn't know what to expect. And I really wanted to try this because I was like, I just love being sunny and I want to have a good disposition. So when I tried it hot, I was actually pleasantly surprised. So when you see the rose in the tea, you're like, oh no, is this going to be like weirdly floral? It actually is just like a back note. So it's nice. The tea was, I don't know, like mentally it came as a surprise. So overall, I had a sunny disposition while trying it hot, but I only had a few sips. So here it is, ice. There were 4 ice cubes. They're much smaller now. And I think that this tea is accurately named. So I feel like a lot of times I'm really disappointed in a tea when it doesn't match the name. And what's really unfortunate about that is that the tea could be tasty, but the fact that it doesn't live up to what it was described as is the disappointment in the tea. But this tea is Sunny Disposition with all these ingredients, and you're just kind of tasting them and you're like, So I'm pleasantly surprised. It puts me in a good mood, and it's all kind of refreshing. Nothing is overpowering or overbearing, so I'm just like, hey, I can drink this. Can you imagine being at high tea and they give you maybe just an iced tea where the ice cubes have rose petals infused in them? This is what it feels like. So it feels like somewhere there's an infusion and it's nice, and that's it. So again, that's why I feel like this tea is accurately named, because I'm like, oh, I'm happy. And because it's a caffeine free, I feel like if you have this tea hot and you're just looking to put yourself in a different mood, this would work. So overall, I'm like, actually, I'm happy to have received this box. It's unfortunate that I haven't yet tried the rest of these teas, but I think up next for me will be Slim Possible, because, you know, gotta stay cute. So I'm really satisfied with this box and the potential that the rest of the teas have. And so if you guys are interested in trying it and being a part of the giveaway, here's all you need to do to enter. So of course it's fall, it's autumn, which is why we talked about maple kringle and salted caramel drop, but it's also cold and flu season, and everybody's still very burnt out, and it's still a pandemic. Can you tell where it's going? And so I think this wellness box actually comes in handy at this time, just because like tea can be a reminder for people to recenter and rebalance, and to take care of yourself and offer some sort of self-care. And so all of these teas have a range of different ingredients and different uses and benefits. So in order to enter this giveaway to win a wellness box sent to you by Fava, just comment with your go-to ingredient for like a wellness ingredient in teas. So like mine is turmeric. I'm all about the anti-inflammation and just like benefits for skin. And so I don't know, turmeric is my go-to, but yours might be ginger or dandelion, but for what reason? So in order to win the giveaway, just let me know. What's your go-to tea ingredient for a wellness tea and why? I hope you guys are trying to live your best lives, succeeding, thriving. And I hope that, you know, we're all finding time to be well and take care of ourselves, but also still enjoying the fall and autumn despite the year it has been. So thank you, Fava, for sending me these teas. Again, out of the 2 fall teas, salted caramel drop is my preference. And if you guys have any questions about those teas or the wellness box or anything like that, you can leave those in the comments. And if you're interested in being selected for the giveaway, again, just tell me what your go-to wellness ingredient is and why, and that's it. So today is Sunday, November 1st, and let's say we'll pick a winner on Friday, November 6th. I believe that's the date. Yeah. So get your comments in, and I hope to see you guys soon. Be well.